When you're creating buttons and applying them to an order template, it's always nice to give them a nice appearance. And so what we're going to do in this section is we're going to create a button and we're going to apply an image to it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a function button. And on this, I'll make it, let's say, a coupon, and we'll give it 10% off. So this is a 10% off coupon. And so when I take a look at it, this is the way it looks on the screen right now. Now from this point, what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little nicer looking. So selecting on this button, the next thing I want to do is go into this field that says Image Normal. Normal meaning that this is the way the button appears, the image that would appear on it in normal status. So on this, I'm going to select it. And in here, I have a list of a whole bunch of PNG files of images of buttons that I've acquired here. And so within this, I'm going to select on, let's say, gold, for example. So I've got this nice gold bar looking button, and I'm going to apply that to the button. Now you'll see within here right now, it doesn't quite fit up with all of this. And so what I may have to do here is just kind of stretch things around until it kind of fits within there. And you'll see now I've got my image on the button. Now within this, we're now going to play around in terms of making it fit a little better. And to do that, we come up to where it says Button Image. Now expanding on this, you'll see I've got all these different settings in here. So if I select on, for example, Stretch, by changing that to True, it now stretches that image to match up the dimensions of my button. And you'll see as I resize things and so on, then the image itself will also resize to it. I can also use a setting called proportional, which means it will maintain the proportional aspect of the image itself. So by doing that, then I can resize this around, but it will maintain the original dimensions of that image. Now, with that being done, you'll notice that the 10% off caption is showing up below the image, and we want to kind of move that a little higher and put it maybe in the middle. So to do that, I go to where it says Button Layout. And selecting on this, I have image above, below, center, and so on. I'm going to change it to center. And so now that will take the caption text, and it will apply directly within there. I'm also going to change this over to stretch as well, just to make it size up a little better. And now from here, the 10% off is a little bit small, so I'm going to go down to where we have font. And on this, I'll maybe change this from an 8 up to a 15, just to give it a little better appearance. So now our button is starting to take form here. Now you'll notice within this that we still have this little border around it. This is the actual button itself. So what you're looking at is the button and then the image over top of it being that gold bar. And what I'd like to do is kind of get rid of this little edge along the end of it here. And so what we're going to do is we select on the button again, and we come down to where it says Button Style. Now within Button Style, I'm going to change this to where it says No Button. And by doing that, it now takes away the image of the button itself, leaving just the raw image that you've applied to it. And so within this, I now have my button showing up without the button itself showing it behind, but I have the image of the button in its place. And it's still completely functional as well. Now also from this as well, now what I'm going to do is change this around a little bit, and I'm going to go down to where it says Image Down. Now by selecting on Image Down, this means that the appearance of the button is going to change when I press on it. You'll see right now I have nothing selected on there, so I select on it and no real difference. Now I'm going to change Image Down, come up with my list, and in here maybe I'll change it to, let's say, a blue button, for example. And so I'll select on this image. Now it doesn't show any different on here, but when I go in to run it, you'll notice now that when I select the button, it changes blue, gold, blue. And so you can make them appear pretty well any way you want when a button is selected. Now the last thing I might want to change here as well is the gold. Okay, the gold looks really nice, but my color scheme is a different color. So in this, I can also go to where it says Image Color. And on this, I can select on this. I come up with my list of all the different colors, and I may want to change this, let's say, to a green. So now it takes that image and now colors it green, or I can make it maroon, or some other color like that. And then when I run it, it shows up in that color with that image and still changes to the blue button when I select on it. So this kind of gives you a running start in terms of how to go about applying images to your buttons and making them look really nice.